A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
The Jack Benny Program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike.
Lucky tastes better.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Better get a carton, better get a carton, better get a carton today.
Hello, friends. This is Don Wilson. Lucky's do taste better, cleaner, fresher, and smoother. And you know, a nationwide survey in 80 leading colleges based on actual student interviews reveals that more smokers in these colleges prefer Lucky's than any other cigarette. By a wide margin, too. What's more, Lucky Strike gained far more smokers in these colleges than the nation's two other principal brands combined. And why? Lucky's better taste. Yes, sir. Better taste is the number one reason the students gave for smoking Lucky's. Of course, when it comes to real smoking enjoyment, nothing beats better taste. And Lucky Strike is the cigarette that gives you better taste. So get the cleaner, fresher, smoother taste you want in your cigarette. Next pack you buy, make it Lucky Strike.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Better get a carton, better get a carton, better get a carton today.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, immediately after this program, Jack Benny does his television show. Meanwhile, let's go back to last Thursday and show you how our gang spent Thanksgiving. Our scene opens in Jack's home in Beverly Hills.
Night and day, I am the one. Thanksgiving comes and goes, but I'm never done.
Rochester.
I'm working all the time. I'm nothing but a one-man assembly line. Night and day.
Miss Lanza.
Day and night.
Mario, what's come over you? You've been singing all day today.
Well, I'm happy, boss. Here it is Thanksgiving, and I could have been born a turkey.
Oh. You wouldn't have liked that, huh?
No, I couldn't stand being in an oven undressed and people looking in at me every few minutes.
I know. Say, Rochester, I'm going to Miss Livingston's house for a Thanksgiving party, so will you help me get dressed? I'm going formal.
Okay, but if I were you, I'd change my mind about wearing that old tuxedo.
Why, what'd you do to it?
Oh, it's nothing I did, boss. But the last time I went to get it, the closet was full of moths.
Moths? Oh, my goodness. Were they eating my tuxedo?
Eating it? They didn't even look up when I came in.
Well, do you think the holes will show?
I don't know, but if the wind is blowing, face it, boss. Face it.
Well, I don't care. I'm still going to wear them.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Mary.
The whole gang is here. When are you coming over?
Pretty soon. And, Mary, I got a surprise for you. I'm going to dress formal.
Formal? But, Jack, that tuxedo of yours is so old it's green.
Mary, my tuxedo isn't green.
Okay, but stay away from the salad bowl. You may get stabbed with a fork.
Oh, stop, will you?
Jack, the reason I called you is, well, I've been so busy getting the dinner ready for you and the gang, I forgot to get some flowers. So I thought maybe you'd stop over at the florist and bring me some.
Okay, Mary. I'll bring you half a dozen roses.
Only a half dozen? But, Jack, they don't cost so much.
Well, no, the roses alone don't, Mary, but you're going to the expense of the entire dinner. Why should you spend any more? You know, after all, you're doing enough.
Jack, I meant for you to buy the roses.
Oh. Well, Mary, you didn't have to beat around the bush. Why didn't you come right out and say so? Of course I'll bring them. Goodbye. I'll get it, Rochester. When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. When you ask me to...
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Well, hello, Mr. Kitchen. Mr. Kitzel, what brings you here?
I was passing by and I stopped to wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's nice of you. Come on in.
Thank you. Wait till I tie this leash.
Oh, you got your dog with you?
No, my turkey. I'm taking it out for a walk.
Mr. Kitzel, you're taking a turkey for a walk?
A long walk.
Why?
By the time we get home, she'll be so glad to lay down, the rest will be easy.
Oh, well, tell me, Mr. Kitzel, are you going to have much company at your Thanksgiving dinner?
My wife's relatives.
Oh, just your wife's relatives?
Just. Ooh. You should have so many listeners.
Gee. How many are going to be there?
My wife's mother and father, her sister Claudette, her 3 brothers, one of her aunts, 2 of her nephews, and a distant cousin from Wyoming.
Wyoming?
Wild Bill Shapiro.
Wild Bill Shapiro?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a cowboy?
No, a used car dealer.
Say, your wife really has a big family. Do they always come to your house for Thanksgiving dinner?
Unfortunately, yes. And this time they came early.
When did they come?
In 1947.
Mr. Kitzel, you're joking.
Well, I got to be going, Mr. Benny. Goodbye.
So long, Mr. Kitzel, and a happy Thanksgiving.
I'll force myself.
You'll make it. Goodbye. Imagine so many relatives. Oh, my goodness, look what time it is. Rochester, help me get dressed now. I'm late for Miss Livingston's party. Gee, I'll bet the whole gang is there already having a wonderful time.
Now, let's have some more entertainment. Bob, how about a song?
Yeah. Come on,
No, Mary, it's your turn to sing.
Not me.
I'll tell you what, Mary. Let's sing a number together.
Yeah, go ahead, kids. The Sportsman Quartet will join you.
So you met someone who set you back on your heels. Goody, goody. So you met someone and now you know how it feels. Goody, goody. So you gave her your heart too.
Yeah, just as I gave mine to you.
And she broke it in little pieces.
That was a mess.
Now how do you do? So you lie awake just singing the blues all night. Goody, goody. So you think that love's a barrel of dynamite. Hooray and hallelujah, you had it coming to ya. Goody, goody for you.
Goody, goody for me.
And I hope you're satisfied, you rascal you.
Every time you lie to Lucky, you're gonna say, goody, goody, 'cause the Lucky's made much better in every way. Goody, goody,
Goody, goody.
Strikes taste better too. They're smoother, smoking through. Take a look at that fine tobacco, cleaner through and through. Everybody knows the Lucky has no loose ends. Goody, goody, you can recommend a Lucky Strike to your friends. The Christmas rush is starting.
Hallelujah.
My Lucky's by the carton. Goody, goody for you. Goody, goody for me. Lucky Strike's a better tasting cigarette.
Everybody's gonna have a fine time tonight. Goody, goody. With a song and dance, the party has started right. Be happy and go lucky. Smoke Lucky's from Kentucky. Goody, goody for you.
Goody, goody for you.
Yes, goody, goody for me.
Goody, goody for me. Lucky Strike's a better tasting cigarette.
wonderful. Tom, it was a swell idea. You're bringing the whole band here to Mary's house.
Well, I thought it'd be kind of nice to have some music.
Bob, I don't mind your band being here, but your boys have a lot of nerve putting one of my best dishes on the piano for an ashtray.
Well, what ashtrays? That's for tips.
Tips? What a gang.
Say, Mary, when do we eat?
Not till Jack gets here.
Well, Mary, I don't care for myself, but I wish you'd feed the boys in the band. They're starving.
Well, can't they hold out?
Well, I don't think so. Gee, I just passed them some crackers and Bagby ate my wristwatch.
No.
Yeah, he thought the strap was a long anchovy.
Well, Bob, we'll eat in just about a few minutes.
I hope so. I've been here ever since 6:30 this morning.
6:30 this morning? Dennis, how come you got here so early?
Well, I got to come by bus, and I wanted to make sure I'd be here on time.
Well, Dennis, how far do you live from here?
3 miles.
Well, if you only live 3 miles away, why did you start out so early?
Who knew I'd take the right bus?
Well, then you did take the right bus.
It must have been. It got me to San Diego in time to catch the plane back here.
Wait a minute, Dennis. You took a bus to San Diego and then flew back here to Los Angeles? Why'd you do that?
Oh, the only way I know how to get to your house is from the airport.
Oh, fine. Don, you better take Dennis home tonight.
Yeah, sure, Mary. What time do you want to go, Dennis?
Oh, anytime, Don. Our plane doesn't leave for San Diego till midnight.
Dennis, do your mother and father celebrate Thanksgiving?
No.
I didn't think so.
Mary, when the food's all ready, let me know, and I'm going to help you serve it.
Well, thank you, Bob, but it won't be necessary. I've hired a butler for the day. I'll get it. I can't give you anything but love. Oh, hello, Jack. What took you so long?
I don't know, but it's about time. I'll tell you what took me so long, Mary. I had to stop for the flowers. Here you are, Mary.
Well, thank you.
Is everybody here?
Sure, they're in the living room. Let's go in. Jack, you did wear that old tuxedo, didn't you?
Oh, it's not so old. Hiya, fellas.
Oh, hi.
Hello, Bob.
Hiya, Jack. Wow, say, that is original.
What?
Oh, a tuxedo made out of chlorophyll.
It is not made out of chlorophyll.
Well, they could use a little.
Never mind. It's a perfectly good suit. There's nothing wrong with it.
I've got one just like it.
You see?
I wear it in all the St. Patrick's Day parades.
Dennis, do me a favor. Don't be on my side. Now go sit down.
Thanks. I've been here ever since 6:30.
He thinks I'm going to ask him why. He's crazy. For $1 million. I'm not going to go through what happened 3 weeks ago.
Well, say, Jack, you should have been here a few minutes ago. I did a tap dance.
You did, eh? Well, you kids must have been having a lot of fun.
Yeah, gee, it's great getting together on Thanksgiving like this.
You said it, Bob. And this year, you know, we should all be thankful. I know I am. See, when I get up in the morning and I hear the birds singing, I got the beautiful moonlight at night, I get all the fresh air I need, all the sunshine I want.
So far, it hasn't cost you a dime.
What are you complaining about? You got your flowers, didn't you? Now, let's not stand around arguing. What we need is entertainment.
That's right. Say, Dennis, it'll be a little while before we eat. So how about a song?
Yeah, come on, Dennis. How about it, huh?
Come on, Denny, go ahead.
Yeah, it's about time somebody asked me. I've been here ever since 6:30.
I'm not going to ask him why.
Jack, while Dennis is singing, will you mix the salad?
Sure, Mary, but let me wear your apron. I don't want to get my tuxedo dirty.
Okay. Here you are.
Thanks. Now, Dennis, go ahead and sing your... I'll get her, Mary. I'll get the door. Hold the song till I come back, kid. When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. When you ask me to... Yes?
How do you do? Is this Miss Livingston's residence?
Yes, it is.
Well, Miss Livingston is expecting me for Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, well, come right in. You got here just in time. The fun's just starting.
How nice.
Here, Here, let me take your hat.
Thank you.
Your coat?
Thank you.
Now, follow me. Hey, kids! Oh, pardon me. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Jack Benny.
How do you do? I'm the new butler.
Hey, kids! What? The butler?
Yes. Are you the downstairs maid?
I happen to be a guest here. I'm wearing this apron because I don't want to get salad dressing on my chlorophyll. I mean, my tuxedo. If you're the butler, the kitchen is right through that door.
Thank you.
Jack, who is at the door?
Nobody.
Well, whose coat and hat are you carrying?
Oh, darn it, they're your butlers. He just came in. All right. Go ahead and sing, Dennis.
Well, Mr. Benny, I'm going to introduce a new song, and if you like it, maybe you'll want to use it on your television show.
Maybe. Let's hear it. Come on.
Are all that I have for you. Sweetheart, won't you try dreaming too and fly with me afar up to a star for a rendezvous. Special dreams you inspire fill my lonely heart with desire to take you for my own, for mine alone, then dream anew. We'll have rainbows blend with moonlight for our wedding jubilee, and an ever-ending June night, as long as we demand it be. Dreams, yes, dreams alone. I have nothing else I can tell. Still I know we'll find happiness. My heart within me cries, please close your eyes and dream, dear, with me.
Hey, fellas, everybody in the dining room. Dinner's on the table.
It's about time. I've been here ever since 6:30.
Dennis, I'm not going to ask you why, so be quiet. Hey, kids, I'll tell you what. Let's all march in the dining room. Let's have a good old conga line.
Okay.
Da-da-da-da-da, boom. Da-da-da-da-da, boom. Da-da-da-da-da, boom. Don, if you can't control it, don't swing it. For heaven's sake.
Oh, Jack, you and your ideas. Now, come on in, fellas. The dinner will get cold.
Okay, let's go.
Jack, we're short of chairs. Bring in the piano bench.
All right, be with you in a minute. Hey, what's this dish on top of the piano? Well.
Hey, Jack, you get your hands out of there. That's for the boys.
Oh.
Jack!
How can she see from the other room? Here I come with the piano bench.
I wonder what's keeping that butler. Oh, Crosney. Crosney.
I don't know why you hired that smart aleck butler anyway. I'll get it. Hey, Crosney.
Yes, sir.
Crosney, we're ready to... Crosney, why did you come in here barefooted? Where are your shoes?
I'm sorry. I took them off by mistake.
What?
I used to work in a winery.
Stop with the joke. Just bring in the food.
All right.
What a butler. I mean, I still can't understand what made you hire him.
The dinner is served. Here's the turkey.
Gee, that turkey looks good.
Jack, will you do the carving?
Sure, I love to carve. Give me that knife. Mary, what do you want, white meat or dark meat?
White meat, please.
How about you, Dennis?
Well, I'll have a drumstick.
Okay. Now, Don, would you like the white meat, dark meat, a leg, or a wing?
Yes, thank you, with mashed potatoes.
Say, Bob, look at Bagby. He's eating with his hands.
Yeah. Hey, Bagby.
What do you want?
Have you tried your knife and fork?
Yes, and they're delicious.
What?
Yeah, he eats everything. Wristbands, jewelry, shoe horns.
How do you like that?
Oh, Miss Livingston, shall I serve the hot biscuits now?
Yes, Crosney.
I'll have one.
Very well. There.
Crosney, don't throw the biscuits.
Certainly not.
Why don't you stand closer to the table?
I've been watching these people eat, and I don't want to get any on me.
Crosney, your job is just to serve the food and not to antagonize the guests.
Yes, madam.
Hey, Mr. Benny, how about making a speech?
Yeah, go ahead, Jack. Say something.
Well...
You know, this is the first time we've all had dinner together in a long time, so go ahead, make a speech.
Okay. Well, kids, it's sure nice for all of us to be here on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, a day set aside where families can get together in common bond and humbly give thanks in a spirit of brotherly love.
Hear, hear.
Thank you. A day that was originally started by the Pilgrim Fathers. The Pilgrim Fathers. That stalwart, staunch group of men and women who left their native shore.
Don, stop eating.
And after many months of suffering, had their hardship rewarded by safely landing at Cape Cod in the year of 1620. Yes, our Pilgrim Fathers...
Jack.
Our Pilgrim Fathers...
Jack.
What is it, Don?
The Pilgrims didn't land at Cape Cod. They landed at Plymouth Rock.
No, Don. It was Cape Cod.
Jack, any schoolboy knows it was Plymouth Rock. How can you say Cape Cod?
Don, don't tell me anything about history. I went to school, too. I say the Pilgrims landed at Cape Cod.
They didn't land at Cape Cod. It was Plymouth Rock.
Don, they landed at Cape Cod, and if you don't...
Jack, put down that carving knife.
Oh, pardon me.
Beast!
Crosney, you stay out of it. Now, Don, this is Thanksgiving, so let's not quarrel. You think it was Plymouth Rock? I know it was Cape Cod. You can take my word for it. I know what I'm talking about.
Well, so do I. It was Plymouth Rock.
It was Cape Cod.
Oh, for heaven's sake, cut it out. Crosney, serve the dessert, will you?
I will if those two gentlemen will get off the table.
Well, if he will.
I'll have some more of that white meat.
That's my leg.
We should... You should have told me sooner. I put some gravy on it.
Well, wipe it off. Now, Don Wilson, I think it's awful for you to come here on Thanksgiving, accept Mary's hospitality, and start a big argument like this.
I didn't start the argument. You did. And you can ask anybody, and they'll tell you the Pilgrims landed on Plymouth Rock.
I don't care who you ask. I still say they landed at Cape Cod.
Jack, for goodness sakes, finish the speech you started.
I'll do it if everybody will shut up. Now, as I was saying, friends, we're gathered here on Thanksgiving Day in a spirit of friendship.
I gathered at 6:30.
Friendship, a word that in itself represents that binding tie between all people. Let's try, friends. Let's try to keep the feeling that is so prevalent on this day throughout the entire year. So whenever you feel discouraged, just think of the spirit of those pilgrims who sailed across the ocean deep and finally landed at Cape Cod. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back in just a minute because I want to tell you about my television show, which goes on immediately after this program. But first...
Lucky, taste better.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Better get a carton, better get a carton, better get a carton today.
Friends, you'll cheer Lucky's too once you smoke them, because in a cigarette, nothing beats better taste. And Lucky's do taste better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. Now, this better taste starts with Lucky's fine, mild, good-tasting tobacco. Everybody knows LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And just as important, Lucky's taste better because they're made better. They're made round and firm and fully packed to give you a cleaner, fresher, smoother taste. No wonder a nationwide survey based on actual student interviews in 80 leading colleges reveals that more smokers in these colleges prefer Lucky's than any other cigarette. Yes, and Lucky Strike gained far more smokers in these colleges than the nation's two other principal brands combined. Now, the number one reason the students gave for smoking Lucky's was better taste. No doubt about it. Nothing beats better taste. And Lucky's taste better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Remember that when you step up to your favorite cigarette counter. Be happy. Go Lucky. Get better taste today.
Be happy, go lucky, get better taste today.
Boss, you haven't got time to read. You're supposed to do your television show in 30 seconds.
I know, Rochester. I'm not reading. I'm just looking something up in this history book. Here it is. In the year of 1620, the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock. Gee, it wasn't Cape Cod. It was Plymouth Rock. Don Wilson was right. Well, I hate to do this, but I guess I'll just have to call him up and fire him. If he's so smart, he can get another job. See you in a few seconds, folks.
Jack Benny program this week was written by Milt Josephsberg, John Tackerberry, Al Gordon, Al Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard March. Jack Benny program is brought to you by Lucky Strike, product of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes.
This is the CBS Radio Produce Company presents Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve. All over the country, the folks who've tried Kraft's wonderful natural cheese are saying, this is the cheese we've been waiting for. Yes, Kraft's newest cheese, called K-Brand Natural, is a very special cheese. It's a cheddar with a mellow flavor, a melt-in-your-mouth texture, and made of pasteurized milk. Remember the name, K-Brand Natural Cheddar. Listen for more about Kraft's latest triumph in cheese-making later in the program. The great Gildersleeve is one of those tradition-loving Americans who believes Thanksgiving should be spent at home with his family.
Yes, sir, and a big fat turkey.
He believes it so strongly that he has closed up the water department and gone home half a day early.
You bet. If anybody wants water, all they have to do is turn a tap. Well, hello, Marjorie. Lovely day, isn't it? Looks like Indian summer's come back. Marjorie, I spoke to you.
Oh, sorry, Uncle Mort. Hello.
Ah, yes. Weather like this that makes you want to be up and doing. Good day for football, hunting, or sitting by the fire. Guess I'll sit by the fire. What are your plans, my dear?
Unky, I'm trying to write a letter.
Huh? Marshall Bullard. Dream boy.
Unky, you looked.
I thought you'd forgotten about young Bullard.
He's home from school for the holidays.
And why write him a letter? He lives right across the street. You can yell to him. Oh, Marshall, you dream boy.
Marshall and I are not speaking.
Oh? Well, Mr. Bullard and I aren't speaking either, but I don't write him mushy letters. Where's Leroy?
Out in the backyard playing.
He is? Why don't I hear him?
Count your blessings. He's been tearing through the house all day with Craig.
Another Bullard. We're surrounded. I wonder what they're up to. Awfully quiet around here. Oh! Spoke too soon. What's going on out there? Oh, Bertie, nearly ran over you.
That's all right, Mr. Gilsey. Don't mind me. I'm used to being run over around here.
Huh? What's this?
Especially when there ain't no school. Kids all over the place.
Cans all over the place, too, Bertie. What happened?
I just made it to the door on a dead run before everything slipped. Now just look at all them groceries.
Have the boys been up to something, Bertie?
I ain't saying nothing. I ain't no stool pigeon. I ain't no convoy truck either.
Convoy truck?
Just because I'm carrying a load of groceries, I ain't no convoy truck. Bomb, Bertie! Bomb, Bertie! I ain't no convoy truck.
I'll attend to them, Bertie. Have they been up on that roof again?
I ain't saying nothing. Except someday one of these bombs is going to go off like Big and Nene, and you won't have no more Bertie.
Darn kid. Sorry, Bertie. I'll go right out there.
I ain't saying nothing, but I ain't no convoy truck.
No boys know how to play anymore. Wonder what they're up to. Hiding back of the garage.
Come on, Craig. Grab hold of it. Okay. We got to point it right over the garage where the moon comes up. Huh? Oh, hi, Unc. You want something, Unc?
Leroy, what's this I hear about you and Craig bombing Bertie?
Only playing, Unc. Yeah, only playing.
Well, that's no way to play. She had the Thanksgiving turkey in those groceries. What are you doing now? Isn't that an old coal chute?
Yeah, for launching rockets.
Rockets?
We're just playing, Unc. Like in a comic book. Shut up, Craig.
Craig, why do you have that exhaust pipe tied around you?
Leroy's going to send me to the moon.
What? Does your mother know about this, Craig?
Nah, she wouldn't let me go.
Yeah.
We're just playing, Unc. We fill the exhaust pipe with carbide, pour some water down the top.
Leroy, you boys are playing with fire.
No, we're not. Carbide just bubbles and smells.
Now, see here. There'll be no playing with carbide and exhaust pipes. Why can't you kids play some nice, safe game?
Like what? That's any fun.
Well, if you have to build something instead of trying to be like Buck Rogers, yeah, why don't you build a nice raft like Tom Sawyer?
Who's Tom Sawyer?
Who's Tom Sawyer? He and his pal, Huckleberry Finn, knew how to play, that's all. Like real American boys, instead of trying to blow each other up.
A raft? Hey, not bad, Unc. Will you help us build this with these planks?
Build it? Well, Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn did those things themselves, Leroy. That was the real fun of it.
I get it. But we can't drag those big planks down to the creek. We're just kids.
Crick? Why don't you just pretend the driveway is the creek?
The driveway?
Sure, why not? I'll buy you the book, my boy. It'll tell you how to build the raft and to have fun doing it.
I want to be a rocket.
You'll have more fun building a raft, Craig.
Leroy said I could be a rocket. I'll go home, you little crybaby. I'll get Piggy.
No, Leroy.
I was a rocket until you came. I hate you.
Oh, you little rocket.
Don't you go kicking my uncle in the shin.
Now, Leroy.
I hate you, you big fire
Oh, yes, go home, crybaby.
Just whom are you calling a crybaby, Gildersleeve?
Did I call some...
hello, Mr. Bullard. Didn't see you.
What are you up to, Gildersleeve? What's this all about?
Craig started the fight. He kicked Uncle on the shins.
He did? Let's see.
Never mind.
And then he called up a big waterlogged Budinsky.
Craig did that? Well, maybe I should speak to him, Gildersleeve.
Well, it might not be a bad idea.
If I've told him once, I've told him 100 times never to repeat things he hears around the house.
What?
Now, Gildersleeve, what was Craig crying about?
Well, Bullard, I was only trying to teach the boys to play safe and sane games. Forget bombs and rockets and get back to the good old days of Tom Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer. Now, there was a real boy, Tom Sawyer. A great inspiration for boys.
Yes, indeed. As a matter of fact, I was just about to take the boys down and buy them the book.
You were? Well, that's great, Gildersleeve. Darn decent of you to take an interest in my boy.
Nothing at all.
I'm afraid I misunderstood you, Gildersleeve. I apologize.
Well, that's all right, Mr. Bullard.
And believe me, from now on, I'll never worry about Craig when he's playing with Leroy and you.
With me? Well, I was just going to get him the book. But you don't have to worry, Mr. Bullard. I'll keep an eye on the boys.
Can we go in with you when you buy your cigars?
No, Leroy. You have your book. You and Craig go on home and build your little raft.
Well, we'll just come in and look at the comic books while you're getting them. Yeah, Buck Rogers.
Now, Craig, forget about Buck Rogers. Run along and play like Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn.
Okay, Uncle. Come on, Huckleberry.
Yes, sir. I guess I know how to handle children. Hello, Peavy. Customer.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. I guess I got engrossed in what I was reading and didn't hear you come in.
That's all right, Peavy. I know how it is to get interested in a book. I just bought one. Tom Sawyer.
Oh, excellent book, Tom Sawyer. I think you'll enjoy it.
It's for Leroy, Peavy.
Well, it's an excellent book for Leroy, then.
Yes. I didn't think you'd have it, so I picked it up at the bookstore.
Well, I have it at home. I was just reading about whitewashing the fence again the other evening. Young Sawyer was quite a boy. But nowadays our big call is for these pocket mysteries.
Pocket mysteries? What good are they, Peavy?
Well, they fit the pocket.
Just look at your shelves, Peavy. Nothing but mysteries and comic books. I'll bet this is where Leroy gets all of his wild ideas.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Well, it is. There ought to be a law against them.
Well, I don't know, Mr. Gildersleeve. These comic books are quite progressive at times. Had the atomic bomb before the Russians. And their rockets and spaceships are way ahead of ours.
Bombs, rockets, and spaceships. Peavy, hereafter I forbid you to sell any of those books to Leroy.
Well, just as you say, Mr. Gildersleeve. Although he hasn't been buying any. But if you don't want him to come in, sprawl on the floor and read them from cover to cover, I'll tell him.
Well, he won't be doing it anymore, Peavy. I'm selecting his reading material now. Better have about 6 cigars, enough to tide me over tomorrow.
Oh, I meant to tell you, Mr. Gildersleeve, we'll be open tomorrow afternoon if you should care for something.
Open on Thanksgiving Day, Peavy?
Well, along toward evening, we usually have quite a brisk run on bicarbonate.
Oh, well, too bad you can't spend the day at home with Mrs. Peavy.
Well, every business has its drawbacks and compensations, I guess. 6 cigars, that'll be 42 cents.
42, yes, there you are. Now you can get back to your book. What are you reading, Peavy?
Me?
Let me see. Peavy, not Amazing Comics. Not you.
Well, things have been a little slow today.
Look at this. A 9-foot Esther Williams in a leopard skin boiling a missionary. That's no stuff for kids to read.
Well, I'm no kid.
Conditions are worse than I thought. Goodbye, Superman. So there the boys were, Floyd, playing with a homemade rocket. Do you know what I did?
You blew up?
No, I didn't. I marched Leroy right downtown and bought him a book.
No kidding? I bought one for Lovey once. Hold still now, I'm going around your ear. You can do anything you want with the right ear. Just hold the left one still. There.
And you know what book I got him?
No, what'd you get him?
Tom Sawyer.
Kid's book?
Of course it's a kid's book. Didn't you ever read Tom Sawyer, Floyd? Didn't you have any fun?
Don't worry. Little Floydie Munson had fun.
Well, every boy should read Tom Sawyer.
I guess it was never assigned to me. Some of my teachers was pretty dumb.
Tom Sawyer could have fun right in his own yard, whitewashing a fence or building a raft. That's the way I want Leroy to play. Like Tom Sawyer.
Hello, Floyd. Greetings of the festive season.
Hiya, Judge. Have a chair.
How soon will you be ready to work on a real head of hair? Oh, hello, Gildy.
Hello, Judge. And don't go gobbling like a Thanksgiving turkey. You're just sticking your neck out.
Take off your collar and tie, Judge. I'm just about through.
Thank you, Floyd. Where you been all day, Gildy? I tried to call you at the office twice and nobody answered. Take the afternoon off?
It so happens, Judge, that there are more important things in a man's life than work, such as spending some time with his children when they're out of school.
He bought Leroy a book. Tom Sawyer.
Well, that's nice. Fine book, Gildy. I just hope a boy with Leroy's imagination doesn't try to put any of the stunts into practice. I nearly killed myself 3 times trying to do what Tom Sawyer did.
What's this, Hooker?
Painting a fence don't sound so dangerous to me.
He got others to paint the fences, Floyd, while he went out and stole rafts.
What do you mean, stole rafts, Hooker? He built the raft.
He stole it, Gildy. Look it up. He and Huck Finn and Joe Harper stole it at night.
Well, they knew how to have fun anyway, like real American boys.
Yeah, you call running away from home fun.
Who ran away from home?
They did, when they became pirates. You remember?
Pirates? You didn't tell me about them, Commish. Hey, Leroy'd make a good one.
The Black Avenger, the Red Hander, and the Terror of the Seas pushed right out into the Mississippi on a raft at midnight, right into the raging current, swept downstream for miles.
No fooling, just kids?
Well, Leroy was just going to play with the raft on the driveway.
Fat chance of Leroy staying very long in the driveway with the raft.
Well, then what happened, Judge?
Storm came up, and they all got soaked to their skins. Wonder they didn't catch pneumonia.
Pneumonia, little Leroy.
A mighty dangerous escapade.
Yeah, I bet they got a lacing when they got home, Judge. I would have.
Well, no, they didn't. Everybody thought that they were dead.
You tell a jolly story, Judge.
Well, that's the way it happened, Gildy. Read the book.
You nearly through there, Floyd?
Yep. You ready for the shave?
Forget the shave. Let me out of here. They're not in the backyard or the garage. Bertie! Bertie, have you seen Leroy and Craig?
Leroy and Craig? Aren't they out in the backyard?
No, Bertie, I just looked. When did you see him last?
I haven't seen him, Mr. Gildersleeve, since they barged through here and jerked the tail feathers out of my turkey. Said there's going to be pirates. Needed them for their hat.
Pirates?
Yes, sir. I guess they're going to be Turkish pirates.
Bertie, this is no laughing matter. Marjorie!
What's all the excitement?
Marjorie, your little brother. Have you seen him?
Oh, he and Craig went upstairs with a book and some dirty old turkey feathers 2 hours ago.
Oh, my goodness. Are you sure they're still up there?
Unky, what's the matter?
Leroy's never stayed in his room 2 hours in his life. Not even when he's sick. Leroy! Leroy! The window's open. They've gone out the window and down the tree. Little Leroy. What's this? A note on his little bed. Dear Aunt Polly. Aunt Polly? We've gone down to the creek to build a raft. By the time you read this, there's no telling where we'll be. Signed, The Terror of the Seas and the Black Avenger. P.S. Written in blood.
The Great Gildersleeve will continue the search in just a minute. For all you folks who like a natural cheese, especially a rich flavored mellow cheddar, here's news to make your mouth water in anticipation. Now, Kraft, those masters of fine cheese making, give you a natural cheddar with a uniformly delicious flavor and texture, and made from pasteurized milk. It's called K-Brand Natural. That's K-A-Y, K-Brand.
I don't understand. You say this is a natural cheese, and yet it's made of pasteurized milk?
That's right. Every drop of milk is carefully pasteurized.
K-Brand sounds wonderful. What does it look like?
In your dealer's refrigerator case, you'll see a big 10-pound bar and a sparkling transparent wrapper marked K-Brand Natural all down the top and sides. And that wrapper is mighty important. You see, K-Brand is sealed right in that wrapper before it goes to the curing room. And it ages to a mellow goodness right in the same spick-and-span wrapper.
You mean it has no cheesecloth or paraffin coating?
K-Brand has no rind at all. Curing natural cheese in a sealed wrapper is another Kraft triumph.
Then every bit of K-Brand is usable.
Every bit. And every bit is downright delicious, too, in sandwiches, with pie, for snacks. Next time you shop, have your dealer cut a big portion for you. Remember the name K-Brand, the natural cheddar made of pasteurized milk. Well, let's get back to the Great Gildersleeve. In the manner of Tom Sawyer, Leroy and his little friend Craig Bullard have disappeared in the direction of the raging creek with planks to build a raft. A hasty reconnoiter has revealed no trace of them. And now, rising to the emergency, the worried man has summoned his friends to the search.
I've got to find Leroy. And poor little Craig. Oh, what'll his father say? Where's that Floyd? He should have been here 20 minutes ago. And Hooker can't even get in touch with the old goat. Marjorie!
Here are your hip boots, Uncle Mort. Why do you have holes cut in the toes?
Well, they're always getting filled with water.
The creek isn't hip deep, is it?
Pretty high this time of the year, my dear. No telling what's happened to the boys. Marjorie, do you think I should call the police?
Well, I'd wait a little while, Unky. Leroy always shows up in time for dinner.
Marjorie, when Leroy disappears and leaves a note addressed to Aunt Polly, and it's written in blood, we've got to be prepared for the worst.
But Aunt Polly was Tom Sawyer's aunt in the book, and they were always writing notes in blood.
They were? Ye gods, Marjorie, what have I done to the boy?
Any news yet, Miss Gildersleeve?
He's bleeding, Bertie.
Who's bleeding?
Little Leroy.
Well, he must have cut his finger going in my jam jar then. The strawberry jam smeared all over the house.
What's that? Let me taste that note. It is strawberry.
You see, Unky?
Well, he's missing anyway, and I'll find him if I have to call out the whole town.
When are you going to tell Mr. Bullard?
Well, Marjorie, Mr. Bullard's quite an excitable man, and I'll get it.
Hi, Commish. Hello, Marjorie.
Come on in, Floyd. We're ready to go.
I closed up shop the minute you called, Commissioner. Left Dr. Needham in the chair with half a haircut. He'll have to preach his sermon sideways tomorrow.
This is an emergency, Floyd.
Yeah, I stopped by for my gun. May get the sights between me and a duck. Got my dog out on the running board, too.
Floyd, this is not a duck hunt. 2 little boys are lost.
Well, he's good at picking up a scent. Rat terrier.
Well, bring him along, then.
Sure, he's got a good nose. Every year when the mother-in-law comes to visit, he starts whining a week before she gets here.
Let's go without a hooker, Floyd. Let's get down to the creek.
I still think Leroy will come home. I refuse to worry.
Maybe that's him on the porch now. Leroy? Leroy? Oh, hello, Judge.
Well, Gildy, I have great news for you.
You have? Come in.
Yes, after I heard you say that Leroy had become engrossed in the adventures of Tom Sawyer, Oh, good afternoon, Marjorie.
Hello, Judge.
Go on, Hooker. Where is he?
Where's who? Oh, hello, Floyd.
Hi, Judge.
Ye gods, Judge. Where is Leroy?
Leroy, how should I know?
But you just said you had great news.
I do. As I started to say, when I learned that Leroy was so interested in Tom Sawyer, I went out and found him another great Mark Twain book.
Mm-hmm.
Life on the Mississippi.
But, Judge, he's lost on the creek now.
What?
All afternoon, Judge. He and little Craig Bullard.
Well, I doubt if they're in any real trouble, but it'll soon be dark.
We're going right down to look for him.
Good. Where's Mr. Bullard? You've told him, haven't you?
Mr. Bullard? Well, I thought we'd find the boys first, Judge, and then tell him.
Well, let's do something before my dog loses interest and goes home.
Obviously, the first thing to do is to tell the boy's father. He'll be as concerned about Craig as you are about Leroy. Gildy?
How about you telling him, Horace? Floyd and I'll wait in the car with the dog. You're my lawyer.
Now, Gildy, don't be a baby. Floyd and I'll go along with you if you like, but you have to tell him.
All right. I'll tell him.
Sure, Commish. And I'll keep the motor running, too.
Red-hander.
I'm not the red-hander. I'm the terror of the sea.
You're not.
I am, too.
Well, what are we arguing about pirates for anyway? We're just building a rocket to the moon.
Yeah. Who wants to build a dopey raft like Tom Sawyer?
Well, Craig, someday you'll learn you gotta humor your parents. Hand me the exhaust pipe, Buck Rogers.
Okay, Flash.
Hey, what's that noise?
What noise?
Probably some cows coming down to the creek.
That's no cow. That's your uncle.
Yeah, and your father. Hey, what are they doing down here?
If they're looking for us, let's call them.
Lay down behind the bushes and be quiet. If they ever find us building a rocket again, we'll really catch heck.
But I want to go home.
Didn't see any trace of them, eh, Mr. Bullard?
Nothing from the farmhouse to the bridge, Gildersleeve.
I covered the other side. Not a sign. The raft would still be floating, wouldn't it?
Of course. We better sit down here and wait for the others.
Maybe I'd better go meet Floyd and the judge.
No, Gildersleeve. You might miss them. We said we'd all meet here. Besides, you've worn yourself out. Sit down and rest.
Mr. Bullard, I must say you've been mighty decent about this. Not knowing where little Craig is or what may have happened.
Hey, they think we're lost. I'm going to call them.
We better wait for a chance and sneak home.
If this turns out to be their idea of a prank, we ought to teach them a lesson they'll remember.
You see? Keep quiet.
Do you really suppose they've run away?
Oh, they'll show up all right, Gildersleeve. Don't worry.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they'll show up.
You really think so?
Sure they will. Don't worry.
Well, I'm not worrying. Don't you worry.
No, I'm not worrying. By George, Mr. Bullard, you're all right. I've always liked you.
Get him.
You're not a bad sort yourself, Gildersleeve. A regular guy.
Mr. Bullard, why don't you come over for Thanksgiving dinner?
Well, why don't you come over to my house? Larger house.
No, you come over to my house. Bigger turkey.
Well, if you insist, Gildersleeve.
You bet. You'll have roast turkey, cranberries, and pumpkin pie, and all the trimmings.
What's the matter, Gildersleeve?
I couldn't eat a bite. Not unless little Leroy's there.
Oh, for corn's sake, why don't they go home so we can go home?
It's getting dark, Gildersleeve.
Yeah. Awfully chilly, too. Leroy'll need his little Mackinaw. Well? Bullard?
Yes?
Well, we better wait for Floyd and the judge.
I'm getting cold, Leroy. Let's surrender.
Just can't understand why Leroy would do this thing. He wasn't a bad boy. Best-hearted kid in the whole world.
Well, Craig never went looking for trouble. Sweetest little fella you ever saw.
Leroy was sweet, too.
Oh, brother.
Looks like a sad holiday season, boy.
Yes. I had such great plans for Craig's Christmas.
I had quite a Christmas plan for Leroy, too.
Come on, Leroy.
Shut up. They're talking about Christmas.
I was going down to Hogan Brothers tomorrow and buy Craig a power saw outfit.
Oh, boy, a power saw.
I was going to buy Leroy a saw.
Can I use your powered one, Craig?
And I already ordered a chemistry set.
I was going to order one, too.
Jeepers, you hear that, Craig? I'm going to get a chemistry set, too.
Yes, it was going to be quite a Christmas. I was getting Craig a new bicycle.
So was I, for Leroy.
I was even thinking of buying little Craig a Shetland pony.
I was definitely going to get Leroy a pony. Palomino. What a Christmas. Only Leroy could be here to enjoy it.
Huh, is he kidding? Hey, don't be there. Here I am.
Leroy!
Craig, come here, my boy.
Leroy, where have you been?
We've been here all the time, Unc. We're safe.
You're safe. Wonderful. That's wonderful. That little Leroy.
Gosh, don't squeeze me so hard.
Just so glad to see you, my boy.
Sure sounds like we're going to have a big Christmas, huh, Unc?
Leroy, how much did you hear?
The Great Gildersleeve will be right back. If your family insists on a good big slice of cheddar cheese alongside of every piece of pie, you should get acquainted with Kraft's latest triumph. It's a wonderfully mellow, natural cheddar with a real melt-in-your-mouth texture. And what's more, what's new, it's made of pasteurized milk. The name is K-Brand Natural. That's K-A-Y, K-Brand. It's the rich and mellow-tasting cheddar made of pasteurized milk. And K-Brand ages right in its own spick-and-span wrapper. At your dealers, you'll see the big bar and the sparkling wrapper marked K-Brand Natural all down the top and side. Have your dealer cut you a good big portion, for this cheese is going to be a family favorite. Remember the name K-Brand, the natural cheddar made of pasteurized milk.
You're pretty sore, Honk. Maybe I won't get all of those things for Christmas.
Well, we'll see, Leroy. You may get all of them at that.
You mean it? A saw, a chemistry set, bicycle, and a pony? That's pretty expensive.
Well, expense may not be an object this year, my boy. I've been checking up on how much money this fellow Mark Twain made.
Yeah?
I think I'll write a book about you. It'll sell twice as many copies as that piker Tom Sawyer. Good night, my boy. Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Harold Perry. It was written by John Elliott and Andy White with music by Jack Meakin. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Louise Erickson, Lillian Randolph, Earl Ross, and Richard LeGrand. This is John Wald saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Tomorrow night, Dorothy Lamour will be Al Jolson's guest on the Kraft Music Hall, heard over most of these NBC stations. Don't miss it.
I won't.
Remember, tomorrow night, for exact time, see your local paper. And be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Lady, are you having a hard time planning main dishes that stay within your food budget? Then get a couple packages of Kraft Dinner from your food store tomorrow. Each package of Kraft Dinner costs very little, but it contains enough quick-cooking macaroni and golden Kraft grated to make macaroni and cheese for 4 people. In only 7 minutes cooking time, you have a main dish that's delicious. Fluffy light macaroni with grand cheddar cheese flavor through and through. Look for the yellow and blue package, plainly marked Kraft Dinner.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
Eddie Cantor, Stoopy, and held by kidnappers.
Hey, boy, give me a paper, please.
Yeah.
Thanks. Very interesting. Eddie Cantor's still missing. Sponsor has no hope. Of course not. If he had hope, what would he want with Cantor?
Where is Cantor? Where is Cantor? That blue ribbon blended splendid brings you Harry Bondell.
Who needs Cantor? Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer proudly presents Cookie Fairchild's Orchestra, Bert Gordon, the Mad Russian, and the star of our show, me. Harry Bondell. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, then I shout, just tip me over, pour me out. I'm a very clever pot, that's true. Here's an example what I can do. I can change my handle and my spout, just tip me over, pour me out. Yes, sir, Cantor is gone, ladies and gentlemen. And now you have me, you lucky, lucky people. Well, tonight I've come simply... Thank you. Tonight I've come...
Mr. Von Zell.
Tiny, what is it?
Look, I've been the sound effects man for Eddie Cantor for 12 years. Whenever he wanted a door slammed, I slammed it.
Yeah.
Whenever he wanted the phone to ring, I rang it.
Yeah, well, what about it?
Well, what about it? At this very minute, the kidnappers may be beating him over the head. Or punching him. Or shooting him. Or throwing him against the wall. Or kicking him downstairs.
Yeah, well, look, Tiny, maybe they're only choking him.
Oh, they couldn't.
Why not?
I haven't got a sound effect for that.
Oh.
Anyway, I think what you've done to Mr. Cantor is terrible.
What?
Here we are, all stuffed with Thanksgiving turkey, and poor Eddie Cantor isn't here. Wherever he is, I wonder if he had Thanksgiving dinner. I wonder.
Cantor.
Yes, Babyface Moore?
We've been holding you for ransom for 3 weeks. This is the end.
I know. Couldn't I have a wing or a leg instead?
Cantor, watch your step. We ain't holding you here for nothing. Nobody's paid your ransom yet, so you gotta earn your keep.
I gotta earn my keep. I do my best. I cook for you, I sew for you, I scrub for you. And what do you do all day long? It's nag, nag, nag.
What about it?
We ain't even married.
Cantor, why are you always trying to get out of doing the housework? Ain't you used to it?
No. At home we have a gadget that scrubs the floor, washes the clothes, makes the beds, and cooks the meals.
It's quite a gadget. What's it called?
Ida. Anyway, Babyface, your Thanksgiving dinner's all ready. Here it is.
All right, I'll call my partner, Max. He's outside watching for cops. Dinner's ready. Come on in, Max.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas? Well, this is Thanksgiving.
Oh, gee, I forgot to color my Easter egg.
Let's start eating, fellas. You know, I just couldn't bring myself to kill this turkey. It kept looking up at me with those sad eyes.
How'd you finally kill him?
I made believe it was the stork. Come on, fellas, dig in and have some turkey.
Would you please pass the cranberry sauce?
How do you like the turkey, Babyface?
It tastes tough.
Pass the cranberry sauce.
This turkey is good, isn't it, Babyface? It's a Tom. It's a Tom turkey.
A Tom turkey? How can you tell?
On his chest was tattooed Dewey for president. Those Republicans don't miss a trick.
Pass the cranberry sauce.
You like the turkey, Babyface?
It tastes a little soapy. Where'd the soap come from?
I had to lather it up so I could shave the feathers off.
You shaved the feathers off?
Yeah, don't worry. When I got through, I basted it with aftershave lotion and sprinkled it with talcum powder.
Hey, what's that white spot on his neck?
That's a Band-Aid. I shaved him too close.
Cantor, you're nuts.
Please pass the cranberry sauce.
Look, we have no cranberry sauce. Why do you keep saying,
pass the cranberry sauce? Pass the cranberry sauce. Gee, you talk funny.
Babyface, look, it's Thanksgiving. Why don't you let me go home?
Not till you get the ransom dough.
Yeah. You know, last week I tried to get it from Jack Benny. I drove up to his house. I told him I was hungry. I told him I was cold.
What happened?
He sold me a chocolate bar, a windbreaker, and charged me $50 for parking my car. See, if I could only talk to Ida, I could get the money.
What would you say to her?
Ma, please bring the ransom dough. Ma, don't treat me like a schmo. If I had lips like Gregory Peck's, 1,000,000 dames would be here writing ransom checks. Oh, Ma, they're gonna knock me off. You could set me free. Just pretend I'm young and handsome. Shove that ransom through the transom. Ma, come rescue me.
Nix on that stuff, Cantor. And I don't like that singing either.
You don't like it. That's how I sing on the radio. Haven't you ever heard me?
Nah, us gangsters don't listen to the radio. There's nothing on it that interests us.
No? Say, how many gangsters are there in this country?
Well, including the guys in stir, about 3 or 4 million.
3 or 4 million? There must be that many in Los Angeles alone. Look. And you say they never listen to the radio? Say, there's a whole new audience there.
Sure. Hey, why don't some smart guys set up a network just for crooks and convicts? Give them the kind of programs they'd be interested in.
Sure. Well, of course. Let's see. We could have Portia Faces Life with time off for good behavior. A date with the jury. John's Other Knife. Or One Man's Felony. And we would even have a special program for men who are waiting to get the chair. General Electric House Party.
But they don't use the chair all over, you know. In some states, they hang you.
That's no problem. For them, we'll have Swing and Sway with Sammy Kaye.
That's a very intriguing idea, Cantor. I wonder what the whole thing would sound like.
Suppose I show you.
This is breakfast at Alcatraz.
Convicts, do you wake up in the morning with that hemmed-in feeling? Then listen as we present...
Jack Strongham! All-American Safecracker!
This program is brought to you by the makers of Dr. Sassafras Sanforized TNT. Sassafras TNT comes in 3 convenient sizes. Small, medium, and out of this world. Don't forget to enter our great new contest. See how many words you can make out of the letters TNT. It's simple. Here are a few examples. And there are thousands more. So enter immediately.
And now here is today's episode of Jack Strongarm, All-American Safecracker. You will remember that yesterday when we last saw Jack in his cell, his wife had brought him a mixmaster, and he was going stir-crazy. Today we find Jack with the warden.
Come on, Jack. Your reprieve was denied. Sit down in this chair now, and I'll put the straps on you.
All right, Warden. Goodbye, Warden.
Goodbye, John.
The rest of this program will come to you by electrical transcription. Cantor, that's a pretty good idea, and I think it's... Oh, there's somebody at the door. I'll see who it is. And don't try nothing funny.
I won't. Gosh, this is awful. Kidnapped on Thanksgiving. Right about now, my family's sitting down to dinner. I can just see them. Ida, Natalie, Edna, Ida's sister, the big fat turkey. Should have been a comma here.
It's a perfect picture. And it's made even more perfect because next to each one is a tall, cool glass of foamy Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Pabst Blue Ribbon has a tradition almost as old as Thanksgiving itself. For 103 years, the Pabst people have pioneered in the art of brewing. That's how they developed the famous Pabst Blue Ribbon flavor. And they've learned how to keep that flavor and quality always the same, always dependable by another great Pabst development known as the science of blending. For every bottle of Pabst Blue Ribbon is a blend of never less than 33 fine brews. Yes, I can just see my family. When they finish the meal, they all rise, join hands, face my empty chair, and sing
33 fine brews blended into one great beer. 33.
Oh, yeah. What a way to spend...
Hey, Cantor. Cantor, look who's here, my girlfriend. The one that sings.
Oh. Her?
Hey, I don't like the way you said that. This dame is a great singer. She once hit a high C over middle D.
A high C over middle D?
Yeah.
Why, that's the highest note there is. How did you do it, miss?
I was taking a shower and backed into a hot radiator.
Anyway, I gotta go out and she's gonna watch you. Honey, you know Cantor.
Sure. Hello, Schlemiel. How do you feel?
Hildegard, honey, here's a gat. Keep an eye on him. I'll be back in a little while.
Hildegard, I can't understand how a nice girl like you could get mixed up with a hoodlum like Babyface Moore.
Well, he fascinates me. He's so educated. Why, hardly a horse runs anywhere in the country that he don't know beyond. And what manners. He would never think of slugging me without first removing his brass knuckles.
If you knew what's good for you, you'd give him up.
Only one thing would make me do that. My career as a singer.
That's another thing you should give up.
Well, why do you say that? I think my singing is unique. Have you ever heard anything like my voice?
Not since I had the brakes of my car relined.
I have a wonderful technique. For glissandos, I use a mezzo soprano. And I use a coloratura for runs.
What do you do for trills?
I go to Griffith Park. What do you do?
I do the same. Look, Hildegard. You have got the worst voice I have ever heard. It's awful. It's unbearable. It's
yeah, look, if you'll get me on the radio, I'll help you escape.
It's the... Hildegard?
Yeah?
Your voice just changed. Will you really help me escape if I get you on the radio?
Yes, I'll audition for you right
now.
No,
let's get out of here. You can audition later.
No.
All right, I'll listen to you, but hurry.
Oh, gee, thanks. Mr. Cantor, I'm going to dedicate this song to you. I wish I didn't love you so. My love for you should have faded long ago. Oh, yes, Seymour. Ours was a runaway marriage. Every time I talked about marriage, you would run away. I remember our first date. We went to the Museum of Art, and when we saw the statue of Venus de Milo, I said, oh, gee, I wish I had a figure like her. So you started to break off both my arms. Oh, what times we had together, Seymour. Like the day we went to the beach. All the fellows were burying their girls in the sand. But you were more original. You used cement. And then that time we played post office, I said I wanted parcel post, and then I puckered up my lips, and you rammed a package down my throat. And that's why I say, Seymour, but when I tried, something in that heart said no. You're still there, aren't you? Wish I didn't love you so. Did you like that song, Mr. Cantor? It came right from the heart.
Yeah. It might have come from the heart, but it took a few detours.
it over to the studio, and I'll put you on my program.
Yeah, well, just in case you're thinking of double-crossing me, I've got a gun. And I know how to use it. Now, the last guy that double-crossed me, I shot his ears off.
Shot his... What does he look like?
I don't know. His hat keeps slipping down over his face.
I won't double-cross you. Just help me escape. I'll put you on the show. After all, it's my program. Come on, boy. Harry'll sure be glad to see me.
Well, folks, for those of you who just tuned in, you are listening to the Harry Von Zell Pabst Blue Ribbon Show, starring that scintillating new comic, Harry Von Zell. And I would like at this time to sing a little number dedicated to my dentist. I saw you last night and got that old filling. Oh, don't tune out, folks. The fun is just beginning. As a matter of fact,
Harry.
Tiny, what's the matter?
Look, I just heard that Eddie Cantor escaped from the gangsters.
Are you sure?
Yes, he's coming into the building. Now, he can take back his program.
No, he can't. Let's keep him. The sponsor gave me the program, and I'm going to go on being the star of this show. Nobody...
Harry, I'm back. It's me, Eddie Cantor.
How do you spell that?
Cantor, C-A-N-T-O-R.
Oh, yes. To Eddie Cantor from Harry Von Zell. There, you got my autograph, bud. Now scratch.
Harry, maybe you don't recognize me. I've been held by the gangsters. I escaped. I haven't shaved. My clothes are all wrinkled. I must look like a bum.
Well, here's a nickel for a cup of coffee.
What are you talking? Harry, have you gone out of your mind? This is Eddie Cantor, your boss. The way you're acting, you think this wasn't my program.
Eddie, this isn't your program.
It isn't my... Oh, I get it, Harry. This is all a big joke you're playing on me. It's all a big riff, is it, Harry? Playing a little practical joke on a ball.
Oh, go on, scram.
Harry, how could you do this to me? After all I've done for you.
Look, Eddie, you were a good guy when you had it.
Well?
Now I've got it.
But Harry, I've got a family to support. I've got a wife and 5 children.
Oh.
With one on the way.
Eddie, you mean...
Yes, Marjorie's on her way to New York. Harry, look. Harry, suppose this happened to you. Think of your wife. Think of the woman you love.
Well, make up your mind.
Harry, I'm not going to be proud. I've got to work. Maybe you could find a little job for me on the show. I'll work for anything.
All right, I'll pay you what you paid me.
You wouldn't dare. Why, you still... Harry, there must be something I can do on the program. Wait a second. Now that you're the star of the show, you'll need an announcer.
I've got an announcer.
You have? Well, who?
How do you do?
Bert Gordon, the mad Russian? Russian, you're a radio announcer?
Most absolutely. I just finished broadcasting a program for the Apex Dry Cleaning Company.
What kind of a program can you do for a dry cleaning company?
Spot announcement.
No, the Russian has a lot of experience in radio.
You are so correct. I have broadcast in every country in the world. Russia, United States, France.
Go on.
There's more.
Of course there's more. Stop it, will you?
As a matter of fact, I was supposed to broadcast a program for General Benny.
General Benny? You call a General Benny?
His name is Myers.
An announcer, but Russian, what about your diction?
Oh, well, Eddie, I used to be an announcer before I was a star, you know. I can tell him all about diction. For instance, Russian. The English language is composed of vowels and consonants.
No way.
Look, I'm going to test your diction.
Very well.
Here is a simple speech exercise. How now, brown cow?
Come again.
How now, brown cow?
Pretty full. White bull.
You can say what you like, but the Russian knows nothing about speech.
My dear former employer, I will explain you the whole process of speech.
Explain.
You see, To produce speech, the diaphragm is squeezing the lungs, which are expelling air, which is going through the windpipe, passing over the vocal cords, and coming out through the mouth. Of course, there is a simpler method for producing speech.
What's that?
Phonograph record. Now, in speech, breathing is quite necessary.
Yes, without it you're dead.
That's very funny. That's very funny.
What? What's very funny?
Pretty full white wool.
You still haven't explained the theory of speech.
Let us suppose that I want to say the word hello.
Yes?
In order to say that word, my diaphragm is squeezing my lungs. It is squeezing and squeezing and squeezing.
Why?
My girdle is too tight. So the squeezing causes my lungs to contract, thus forcing air through my windpipe. The air rushes across my vocal cords, across my tongue, into my mouth.
What comes out?
My teeth, they're not in tight.
Harry, this is the fellow you're going to let announce the program?
Well, why not? He's great.
You're even going to let him read the Pabst commercial?
Of course. Russian, go ahead. Read the commercial.
First, put me in the mood.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Fellas?
33 fine brews. Pabst! Blended into one great beer. Pabst! 33 fine brews blended into one great beer. Pabst!
Thank you. Now for the commercial. Friends?
Yes, go ahead now. Tell everybody how delicious Pabst Blue Ribbon beer really is. Tell them what a pleasure it is to dip your lips deep down into that lacy, cool foam.
Yes. Friends?
Yeah, and tell them how Pabst Blue Ribbon is blended splendid. How it contains never less than 33 fine brews.
Yes. Friends?
Yeah, and how it's never too dark and never too light. Made of the best malt and hops.
Yes. And it is.
And how delicious Pabst Blue Ribbon is with cold cuts or whatever you find in the icebox for those midnight snacks.
Yes.
And don't forget to tell them that you can order Pabst with confidence and serve it with pride. Well, Eddie.
Great.
You heard him. Wasn't he great, announcer?
Great. Great, he's awful.
What's the matter? I sound too much like Harry Bunzel.
Harry, isn't there anything I could do on the program?
No.
Bunzel, I was just thinking. If you're the star of the show, and I'm the announcer of the show, who's going to be the Mad Russian?
How do you do? Oh, Harry, please, you can find a spot for me on this program. You and I are old friends. Why should we quarrel? Let's bury the hatchet and pass the peace pipe.
Pass the peace pipe?
Sure. A medicine man I met said, don't get yourself in a sweat. When things look gray, just shrug and say, it must have been something I ate. So if your temper's getting the top hand, all you gotta do is just stop and pass that peace pipe and bury the hatchet.
Like the Choctaws, Chickasaws, Chattahoochee, Chippewas do.
If you're feeling mad as a wet hen, mad as you can possibly get, then pass that peace pipe and bury that tomahawk.
Like those Chichemex, Cherokees, Chapultepec do.
Don't be cranky. Try to use a little restraint. Hold that hanky
and wipe off all of that war paint.
And if you find yourself in a fury, be your own judge and your own jury. Pass that peace pipe and bury that hatchet like the Choctaws, Chickasaws, Chattahoochee, Chippewas do.
Pull your ears in. Try to use a little control.
When the all clear's in, you'll be top man on the totem pole. So if you want to be an all right guy, not a long-faced blues in the night guy, write that apology and dispatch it.
When you've quarreled, it's grand to patch it.
Pass that peace pipe and bury that hatchet like the Choctaws, Chickasaws, Chattahoochees, Chippewas.
And those Chichemex, Cherokees, Chapultepec.
And those Chakootabees, Chepachets, and Chickapees.
Cho-Cho, Changos, Chattanooga, Chickaros.
Pass that peace pipe and make the world good as new. Harry Von Zell, what do you say? Am I back on the show?
No.
No?
No, look, Eddie, there's only one thing that we need on this show.
What?
A girl singer.
A girl... Harry, come here.
What?
Have you ever heard Hildegard sing?
Oh, yes, she has a glorious voice.
Have you ever seen Hildegard?
No.
Harry, I'm going to do something for you.
What?
You're a young comedian just getting your start. I'm going to get Hildegard to sing on your program.
Hildegard on my program? Oh, Eddie, after what I've done to you, I don't deserve it.
Yes, you do.
Really, Eddie, with Hildegard on my program, who knows how far I might go?
Or in what direction?
Oh, gosh, her voice just tears the heart out of me.
And your liver, your stomach, your...
Well, Eddie, where is she? Bring her in.
Okay. Hildegard, come in.
Oh, when do I start singing, Mr. Cantor?
Wait a minute. This is Hildegard?
Yes. Hildegard Hotzenfaber. Go on, sing, Hildy.
I wish I didn't love you so. My love for you should have faded long ago.
Oh, no.
Don't nobody move.
It's Babyface Moore.
So, Canty, you thought you'd get away from me, huh? You'll pay for this, and stealing my moll, too.
You don't understand. I was trying to put her on my program.
Yeah, if that's the case, why ain't she singing?
That fat guy don't like my voice.
Yeah, that's right, that fat guy. Now, wait a minute, that's me.
What are you going to do about it, fat boy?
Oh, well, I'm going on a diet.
You're going to go with me. I was only going to take Cantor, but I can handle you, too, fatso. Now get going, both of you. Get going.
A fine finish.
I was doing the best I could.
You certainly fixed us both.
Well, I'm sorry.
Here we are. Now both of us are locked up in this old warehouse, and Pabst has no radio program.
Hey, that's right. All they can do now is put on a half hour of silence.
It could turn out to be the most popular program on the air.
Wonder what they are doing.
Let's turn on the radio and see.
I'd love to sing Thursday with you.
Oh, no! Friends, the world can't have peace of mind when there are people who don't have a piece of bread. Today is a feast day for us, and we're lucky, because millions of Europeans of all religions have nothing to swallow except their pride. We've got to feed the starving. Either we send food to feed or men to fight. Any Gold Star mother will tell you she wishes her contribution could have been food. It's much easier to raise, and it's replaceable when it's gone. Now, I'm not a military strategist, but I believe that war starts in the stomach. I believe that if we have no weapon as powerful as generosity to show the world that when we say have a piece of turkey, we refer to a bird, not a nation. Eat less, ladies and gentlemen. Save food to save the peace. And friends, let's remember our wounded heroes by buying an extra Christmas gift when shopping. Just tell the clerk it's for a hospitalized veteran, and the department store will see that it's delivered. The gift these veterans gave us was paid for in blood. What are you willing to give? Give a gift to a Yank who gave.
This program is brought to you by the Pabst Brewing Company of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Newark, New Jersey, and Peoria, Illinois. Written by Jay Summers and Jess Goldstein, produced and directed by Vic Knight. And sent your way with the best wishes of the Pabst Blue Ribbon dealers from coast to coast.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
November the 23rd, 1944. Winston Churchill delivered a speech at a concert at the Royal Albert Hall, London, in celebration of American Thanksgiving Day.
We have come here tonight to add our celebration to those which are going forward all over the world, wherever Allied troops are fighting, in bivouacs and dugouts, on battlefields, on the high seas, and in the highest air. Always this annual festival has been dear to the hearts of the American people. Always there has been that desire for thanksgiving, and never, I think, has there been more justification, more compulsive need than now. It is your day of thanksgiving, and when we feel the truth of the facts which are before us, that in 3 or 4 years the peaceful, peace-loving people of the United States, with all the variety and freedom of their life, in such contrast to the iron discipline which has governed many other communities, when we see that in 3 or 4 years the United States has in sober fact become the greatest military, naval, and air power in the world, that, I say to you, in this time of war, is in itself a subject for profound thanksgiving. But there is a greater Thanksgiving Day which still shines ahead, which beckons the bold and the loyal and the warm-hearted. And that is when this union of action which has been forced upon us by wars against tyranny, which we have maintained during those dark and fearful days, shall become a lasting union of sympathy and feeling and loyalty and hope between all the British and American peoples wherever they may dwell. Then indeed, there will be a day of thanksgiving, and one in which all the world will share.
Another cup of Maxwell House coffee, George?
Sure. Pour me a cup, Gracie.
You know, Maxwell House is always good to the last drop.
That drop's good, too.
Yes, it's Maxwell House Coffee Time, starring George Burns and Gracie Allen. With our special guest tonight, the romantic French singer Jean Sablon, yours truly, Toby Reed, Gail Gordon, Hans Conried, Meredith Wilson of the Maxwell House Orchestra, and Bill Goodwin.
For America's Thursday night comedy enjoyment, it's George and Gracie. And for America's everyday coffee-drinking enjoyment, it's Maxwell House. Today, more Americans buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee at any price. Yes, Maxwell House. Always good to the last drop.
Friends have been invited to the Burns house for Thanksgiving dinner today, and Gracie has just finished stuffing the turkey. We find her now relaxing in the living room as she glances through the morning paper.
Is the dinner coming along all right, dear?
Oh, yes, everything except the pumpkin pie. I'm afraid we'll have to do without one.
Why?
Well, I finally got the dough around the pumpkin, but it kept rolling out of the oven.
You're supposed to... Well, never mind, it's too late. What are you reading?
The movie news. Here's an item about Jean Sablon. He's just arrived in Hollywood to make a picture.
Oh, yeah, he's that French crooner.
Mm-hmm. The women are crazy about him.
They go for him, huh?
Oh, yeah, just like Sinatra. You know, Blanche Morton is taking lessons so she can learn to squeal in French.
Sablon must be quite a sensation.
Mm-hmm. And it burns me up. He's not half the singer you are, Sugar Throat.
You really think I'm better?
Why, you can out-sing Jean Sablon with one tonsil tied behind you.
Oh, honey,
Nobody can make a song as believable as you. When you sing Chibaba, Chibaba, Chihuahua, you sound like a Chihuahua.
I guess I'm convincing. Yes.
Your voice is intoxicating, just like wine. Now, George, uncork the bottleneck of your throat and pour me out a quart of fermented melody.
Chababa, chababa, chihuahua, and chalawa, cuckalaguma.
Oh, and they want Sablon to make a picture. Well, you're much better.
Chaba. Come in.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Oh, same to you, Dr. Miller.
Oh, you're joining us for dinner, aren't you, Doctor?
Yes, I thought I'd drop over and see if I could be of any help. Perhaps I can clean and dress the turkey.
Oh, no, thanks. He's clean and I don't see any point in dressing him. We'd only have to undress him to eat him.
Yes, of course.
George and I were just talking about Jean Sablon. We can't understand why he's a more popular singer than George.
George sings?
Oh, like a nightingale.
Well, I'd like to hear you, John.
Oh, I've got an idea. I'll play this record of Jean Sablon, and then George will sing, and you can compare them.
Wonderful. Have you studied voice, George?
No, it's just a natural talent, Doctor. I've sung practically all my life.
Well, haven't you even studied breathing?
No, he's done that practically all his life, too.
I missed 2 years.
Here's Jean Sablon singing Mamselle.
A small café, mademoiselle. Un rendezvous, mademoiselle. The violins are warm and sweet, and so were you, mademoiselle. And as the night goes by, the keys became a sigh. Your lovely eyes seem to sparkle just like wonder. No heart ever yearned the way that mine does for you. And yet I know too well someday you'll say goodbye. The violins will cry, and a soul will I. Mademoiselle.
Well, there you are. Now, what has he got that George hasn't got? Just a French accent.
That's right.
Dr. Miller, you're a psychiatrist. Why is the French accent so appealing to women?
Well, you see, French is a very romantic language.
Mm-hmm.
It makes everything sound naughty. Suppose a Frenchman said to you, Allez me chercher un terrain d'eau chaud, je veux tremper mes pieds.
I'd tell him I was married.
What he said to you was, get me a pan of hot water. I want to soak my feet.
cold-blooded language.
Now, you see, George, that's why the women mob Jean Sablon.
Well, George, now I'm waiting to hear you sing.
Okay. Of course, I won't have any accompaniment.
Well, I'll bear in mind that you're singing a cappella.
What's that?
A cappella means without an orchestra.
Oh, I thought that was a Petrillo.
George, sing.
All right. Ain't misbehaving all by myself. Ain't misbehaving, I'm happy on the show.
Oh, Sablon, you fool, go back to France.
Yes. The swam toot sweet.
Well, Dr. Miller, analyze that. Why don't people mob George?
You mean to say they don't?
Well, no, and I can't understand it. Why isn't he as popular as Jean Sablon?
Yeah, how come?
Well, of course, this is more pathological than psychological, but I would say that you're retarded by a status arytenoideus, coupled with a laryngeal cachexia, and augmented by a diaphragmatic flexidity, rendering a severe trauma to the acoustical organs.
What does that mean?
Your voice stinks.
Well, I'm not limbered up yet. Get a load of this. From time to time in every climb, blessings come from above. To summon aid, to others' fame. Why, come in.
Look, Burns, as I know you have to kill a turkey to eat it, but do you have to choke the poor thing?
Nobody's choking a turkey.
No, Bill, George was singing for Dr. Miller.
Doc, you want to wind up in one of your own straitjackets?
I didn't realize the full extent of my request.
Now, the two of you stop teasing George. I bet if he were in Jean Sablon's picture, he'd steal it right from under him.
Well, there's no use daydreaming. It'll never happen.
Well, why not? I'll invite Mr. Sablon to have Thanksgiving dinner with us.
Yes, swell. Then after dinner, I'll sing for him.
Well, that'll be a fair exchange, George. You'll give him the cranberry, and he'll give you the raspberry.
Oh, quiet. Gracie, go get Sablon.
Yes?
Oh, hello, Mr. Sablon.
Voici une jolie demoiselle, très charmante, très belle.
Now, if you want to soak your feet, get your own hot water. You can't fool me with that sexy-sounding French.
But I do not understand. I said you were a beautiful little lady.
Oh, you really think so?
Yes.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll be glad to get you hot water.
Please, I do not wish to soak my feet.
Oh, all right.
Won't you come in, Miss?
Mrs. Burns.
Oh, you are married.
Yes, to George Burns.
I'm very sorry.
Well, it's the best I could do. Oh, you mean you're sorry I'm not single?
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you. Mr. Sablon, I'd like you to meet my husband and hear him sing. Could you join us for Thanksgiving dinner?
No, I'm afraid I can't.
Oh, please. In your honor, I'll serve the turkey with French dressing. Even the green salad will be French. I'll make it with Paris green. How about it?
Why, it sounds very tempting. But I have already accepted an invitation to dine with my friend Charles Boyer.
Charles Boyer?
Yes, so I will dine with him, and you will dine with your husband.
Oh. You wouldn't like to trade, would you?
No.
But you've just got to come over and hear my husband sing.
Well, some other time, perhaps. Today I am lonely for the companionship of another Frenchman.
Oh, I see. Another Frenchman. Uh-huh. Didn't I tell you my husband was French?
No?
Oh, well, I'll fix that right now. My husband is French. He was born and raised in Paris.
Oh, Paris? Which quarter?
Which quarter? All of them. Now, will you come and hear him sing?
No, really, I can't. Mr. Boyer is having a guest I'm most anxious to meet. He was a hero of the French underground during the war.
Oh, I see. A hero. Well, didn't I tell you my husband was an underground hero?
No?
Well, we'll fix that right now. He was an underground hero.
Under the gold?
No, under the ground. What a hero.
But Mr. Boyer's guest spent 5 years in the French underground. They call him the Avenger.
Well, my husband was underground even longer. They called him the Gopher. Won't you come and listen to him sing?
All right, I drove by on my way to Boyer's. But I can't stay for dinner.
Well, at least you can meet our friends and have an appetizer.
I enjoy that. Are you having pâté de foie gras?
No, but if you give me her number, I'll call her. The more the merrier.
Now, pâté is a sausage.
Well, we all can't have good figures. Now, here's our address, Mr. Sablon. See you in a half hour.
Au revoir, madame. Je vous remercie de votre charmante invitation.
Oh, your feet still bothering you, huh?
Yes, they are killing me. I'll see you later.
The hills of home, friendly American hills. From the gently rolling eastern slopes to the towering western mountains, they look down today on a grateful nation, offering thanks. Yes, across the length and the breadth of this fortunate land, happy families are gathered together, celebrating this Thanksgiving holiday in a feasting and good cheer, enjoying the warm fellowship and generous hospitality that are such a traditional part of our friendly American scene. And the makers of Maxwell House Coffee are happy indeed that their coffee is such a familiar part of this American Thanksgiving Day scene. And they earnestly hope that their unceasing efforts to bring you the very best in coffee drinking pleasure will continue to add enjoyment to your Thanksgiving and to every day in the year.
Jean Sablon is really coming by to hear me sing.
Yes, Judge. And I'm sure he'll put you in his picture.
Ain't misbehaving all by myself.
Oh, by the way, Judge, to get him to come over, I had to tell him you were French. So be sure to sing in French.
But I only know one French word. Oui.
Well, throw that in. Sing Ain't Misbehaving All by My We.
I don't think it'll fool him.
Well, don't you know any other French?
Bonjour.
Oh. Well, can't you work that into a song?
Oh, sure. I'll sing I Came from Alabama with a banjo on my neck. I better stick to English.
Well, at least use a French accent.
Okay, I'll use an accent. I wish you wouldn't make up these stories about me. I don't like the idea of...
Oh, here he is. Come in.
Bonjour, madame. Oh, cet homme doit être votre mari, le soldat qui a une conduite magnifique en France.
Oh, still didn't get to suck your feet, huh?
Now, this man must be your husband.
Oh, yes. This is my husband, George Burns.
Bonjour. Is the pleasure?
The pleasure is mine, Mr. Burns. It is a real honor to meet the gopher.
George, I smell the turkey burning. Run into the kitchen and turn the fire down quick.
Okay. Excuse the moment. Gopher?
Well?
Madame Burns, are you sure your husband is a Frenchman?
Oh, yes. He's as French as P.S.T. You believe he was in the underground, don't you?
Yes, but why did you dig him up?
Gracie, the turkey was not burning.
Oh. Now, Mr. Sablon is ready to hear you sing, dear. Give him the best you've got.
Oui.
Oh, better than that.
That was the door buzzer.
Oh, Finn.
Howdy, little lady.
Oh, hello, Mr. Judson.
Howdy, Burns. Hello. Sounds like you picked up a cold in the head.
Oh, no, he's all right. Mr. Judson, I'd like you to meet Jean Sablon.
Right happy to meet you, Johnny.
Mr. Sablon, this is our friend from Texas, Mr. Judson.
Well, I'm charmed, Monsieur Judson.
I can't quite place that accent. You must be from a part of Texas I ain't visited.
Mr. Sablon is from France.
Is that near Waco?
No, France is in Europe.
Europe? Well, now, that just goes to show how big Texas is. You know, I never even heard of that county. Say, you in the cattle business, Johnny?
Oh, no, Mr. Judson. This is Jean Sablon, the singer.
Oh, a singer. Well, I'd admire to listen to a piece. Let's hear Deep in the Heart of Texas, Johnny.
Well, I'm sorry, I do not know that song.
Oh, you know, The Eyes of Texas Are Upon You?
No.
On the Alamo?
No.
Can you yodel?
No.
You better get in the cattle business, Johnny.
Well, I'm sure the songs you name are very lovely, but I do know what might please you. It is called Vous qui passez sans me voir, while you pass me by.
Okay, let her rip.
Vous passez sans me voir, passez-vous sans me voir. Un mot, je vais le dire, je vous aime. C'est ridicule, c'est bohème, c'est jeune et c'est triste. Aussi, bonsoir.
Mr. Sablon, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right, nice ditty. Speak up, Burns. Tell your friend how good he sung.
This was good the way you sing that song.
Say, you're hissing pretty bad. You got up a plate trouble?
Oh, no, he's all right. Will you stay and have Thanksgiving dinner with us, Mr. Judson?
Oh, I'm obliged to you, little lady, but I'm flying home to Texas. Got a great big old fat gobbler waiting for me.
Oh, I bet you don't call your wife that to her face.
Oh, my wife. Oh, I like your sense of humor, man. Well, I've seen it.
Now I am ready to sing the song.
Oh, good. Now listen to this, Mr. Sablon. So, George, you're not trying.
That was again the door buzzer.
Oh, come in.
Well, happy Thanksgiving, Burnsy.
Oh, same to you, Bill. Do you know Mr. Jean Sablon?
Oh, sure. We met at the studio. Good to see you again, John.
Same to you, Bill. Are you a friend of this talented Frenchman? Who? The hero of France. Who? The gopher.
Oh, George, sure. Hiya, Goph.
I do not like this calling me the gopher.
Well, I don't blame you, George. Hey, George, your upper plate is loose. As I started to say, I don't blame you, George. Sablon, I dare you to step outside and call him a gopher. You'll get torn to pieces.
By whom?
By the gophers.
Thank you.
Now, boys, no more talking. Mr. Sablon is waiting to hear a song from that glorious entertainer, the male Hildegard.
Well, but Gracie, I'm not prepared.
Yeah, Bill, now...
But I recite almost as well as I sing, so I'll do a little dramatic recitation. The boy stood on the burning deck, the flames he would not douse, for he was holding over them a pot of Maxwell House. It's rich, delicious, and mellow, he cried. Good to the last drop. I'll stay right here, though I may get a hot foot all the way out. It's coffee and it's very good. Gracie, I was just coming to the best part. The part where the boy says that more people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee in the world.
But, Bill, Mr. Sablon came to hear George sing.
Yes, Bill, I want to hear this gallant hero.
Hero?
Monsieur Burns was in the underground.
Underground, huh? You know, I knew lots of people told him to go there, but I didn't think he ever went. Well, so long, go.
What is this underground talk?
Why, you...
Oops, I smell the turkey again.
I smell something, too. But isn't that turkey?
Quick, George, to the kitchen.
Stop telling me. Tell her.
Oh, you know, he's so modest, he hates to talk about his war experiences.
Madame Burns, are you sure your husband was in the underground?
Oh, yes, he has a medal from the French government.
I find that hard to believe.
Why?
For in France, when a man gets a medal, the general kisses him. Now I ask you, who would kiss the gopher?
Oh, so you don't think a French general would present him with a medal, huh? Well, you just wait right here. Now, have you got everything straight, Meredith?
I think so, Gracie. I'm a French general who has a medal for George.
Yes.
I'll use this medal of mine for the presentation.
Wonderful.
Oh, what French general shall I be?
Oh, the most famous one you can think of. Now, count to 10 and come in. Sorry I had to leave you for a moment, Mr. Sablon. Where's George?
He is still in the kitchen.
Oh, good.
Hello, all. Allow me to introduce myself. I am that famous French general, Meredith W. Napoleon.
Uh-oh.
I have come to present La Medal to La Gallant son of La Belle France, George La Burns.
I'm his wife. I'll take it. Goodbye.
Now, 1 minute, please. You are Napoleon?
Yeah. Pretty famous, huh?
Oh, very famous indeed. Tell me, how is Josephine?
Josephine who?
Josephine Bonaparte.
I don't believe I've met her.
She's your wife.
Oh, her. Oh, she's fine, thanks.
Well, I'm so glad to hear it. Could you give me any news of Waterloo?
Well, she's fine, too. Well, here's the medal.
So let me see it, please. This medal says to Meredith Wilson, 4th place in the Mason City, Iowa Corn Shucking Contest.
Following year, I won 3rd place.
I say, the turkey is cooked.
And so is your goose.
Huh?
Mr. Burns, you are not a Frenchman.
Okay, I'm tired of pretending anyhow. It was all Gracie's idea. She said if you thought I was French, you'd like my voice better.
No, not at all. I will be happy to judge your voice on its own merit.
Well, that's fair enough. Get a load of this. Oh, down in the garden where the red rose grows. I love you so. Love me like a flower. Don't you dare to holler. Lord, come and learn that.
Well, how do you like it? Sir, you should have a medal. The highest honor of France, la Légion d'honneur.
Oh, how wonderful.
Any man who is brave enough to sing with a voice like yours deserves it.
George and Gracie will return in just a moment. Join us again Thursday when we'll all be back. George Burns, Gracie Allen, Bill Goodwin, Meredith Wilson, and the Maxwell House Orchestra, and yours truly, Toby Reed. The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show is written by Keith Fowler and Paul Henning. And now, here are our stars.
Well, Gracie, next week our guest star will be the groaner himself, Bing Crosby.
Oh, yes, what a duel of voices that'll be. Bing Crosby versus Sugar Throat Burns. Don't show him up too badly, George.
Might make the cut.
Oh, when Crosby hears you sing, he'll turn green.
You think so?
Naturally. When you sing, everybody turns green.
Chababa, chababa, chihuahua.
Oh, you dog.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that millions of Americans today have given thanks that they live in a free country. But that's not enough. Having freedom is like having a good job. If you want to keep it, you have to work at it. Here's what we must do. Take a more active part in our national life. Use the vote and the other rights the Constitution gives us. Take more pride in our accomplishments as a people. At the present time, many nations are swaying between the idea of a totalitarian state and democracy, not knowing which to choose. That their decision should be in favor of freedom is of the utmost importance to us. So let's set an example that'll make their choice the right one. Remember, freedom is everybody's job.
Hey, where do you live now, Flo?
I live in Idaho.
And what do you eat now, Flo?
Eat? I eat Jell-O.
Jell-O in those 6 delicious flavors: strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, and lime.
Jell-O, 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 Jell-O. J-E-L-L-O.
Be sure to listen next week when our guest will be Bing Crosby. Until next Thursday, good night and good luck from the makers of Maxwell House, America's #1 preferred brand of coffee.